Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Demo Reel, where we take a look at the demo of a game and try to judge what it tells us about said game. Today we'll be looking at Woolfe, a 2.5D combat platformer, funded with Kickstarter and given the go with Greenlight. One thing to note is that the demo of the game is currently based on an alpha gameplay test. The game itself is currently available in early access as a beta build and has a tentative release date of March 17th. So all of the comments and critiques I have on the game will be based on that alpha gameplay, and could easily change in the final product. The demo is divided into 3 levels of varying length: the sewer side, meaner pastures, and heavy metal, each possessing unique environments and enemies. The main character, Red Riding Hood, or just Red as I'll call her, doesn't possess any of the character or combo abilities that will be present in the final version of the game. Since the game is a narrative action platformer, we're going to look at each of these elements separately, starting with combat. Ms. Hood's attacks are divided into 2 types, heavy and light. The light attack is rapid fire, causing you to swing as fast as you can mash the button. Something that felt off about these attacks, however, is that if you didn't press the attack button again, Red pauses at the end of her swing for a second, initially leading me to believe that her attacks were slower than they actually were. Another problem with this attack is that it offers very little visual feedback when striking an enemy, making it difficult to see if you're doing any damage at all. I realize that she's a little girl and can't be strong enough to send enemies flying like, say, Dante or Kratos, but some indication would be appreciated. And while these attacks are useful for defeating minor enemies like rats, the fact that they cause no knockback will lead to an early demise against larger enemies like the sprites from meaner pastures. This is where the heavy attacks come into play. These swings are much slower and can cause a minor delay to the enemies. However, without a life bar, it is difficult to say how much additional damage these heavy swings can cause relative to their light counterparts. And now for the second half of the gameplay, the platforming, and by extension, the environment design. The world is wonderfully designed and has the imagination of another 2.5D platformer, Trine, although a little less polished. Unfortunately, the busy backgrounds can occasionally make determining what's a safe platform to jump to difficult. I can appreciate the fact that the ledges you can hang from, like the pipes and sewer side, possess a blue glow that shows that you can jump to them. Not uncommon in platformers, Red has a larger-than-life leap, and can even break the laws of physics changing direction in midair, allowing you to correct errors mid-flight. A mark against her jumping prowess, however, is that her landings feel light, like she doesn't possess any weight at all. A simple animation tweak showing her bending the knee when she lands, or the sound of an impact would improve this greatly. Luckily, level hazards are clearly marked, either being obviously dangerous or emitting a slight red glow. Although some things that you think would kill you instantly, fire and electricity, seem to do damage, while others, specifically steam, kill you outright. And finally, we have the non-gameplay portion of the game, simultaneously the shortest and, in my opinion, the most interesting. The story is obviously based on the Grimm's fairy tale world of Red Riding Hood, although it does have a slight Alice the Madness Returns shift in character and tone. The 3 cutscenes we are treated to hint at a dark and dystopian landscape where children go missing and a slightly older Red Riding Hood is attempting to avenge herself against a Mr. Woolfe. I have to wonder, though, if the double O in his name makes it seem more like wool, as in sheep's wool. Is it important, like, say, a wolf in sheep's clothing pun? Alright, conclusion time. The demo is a bit unpolished, but that's to be expected from an alpha. However, the elements it gives us are more than intriguing enough to make me want to play the game, which has a reasonable price point at $10. I'm looking forward to playing the full version upon its release on March 17th, and if the gameplay you've seen or the commentary I've given has interested you in the game at all, give it a look using the link below to the Steam page. That's it for now, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode of the Demo Reel.